Hey everyone, and welcome to Digital Divas Down Under. I am Michelle, coming to you from Nelson, New Zealand, and I'm super excited that you are here today because chances are you are wanting to know how to perhaps leverage the internet to be able to create commissions alongside what you currently do, or perhaps you are tired of harassing your friends and family and you don't like getting rejected. Now, I know for myself, many years ago when I first started in a MLM business, what I needed to do was to write out my list of 100 top friends and family and then approach them about my business opportunity and invite them to an in-house presentation where I had to flip out the whiteboard. And I just remember so many times where they just didn't turn up and you just had that whole sense of rejection. So today we are going to share a strategy that we use on our online business, which totally avoids all of that. So it is my pleasure to now introduce you to my two beautiful co-hosts and my business partners in crime. So we have Kelly. She is a quasi, so I'll let her explain that to you, and then Tamara. So what they'll do is they'll share a little bit of their story and then we'll get into our presentation. So Kelly, take it away.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Like Michelle said, I'm Kelly and I'm a quasi, which means that I was born in New Zealand, but I was raised in Australia. So I'm from both of the lands down under. So I just want to share a little bit about myself if you don't know who I am. My history is that I was a personal assistant / admin manager, marketing HR person for about 15 years. And I did fly in, fly out for the mining and construction industries in both Canada and Australia. And I worked in commerce. And the thing about that was throughout my whole career, I suffered with chronic pain, with chronic back and neck pain. And then I had a lot of other injuries along the way. At 23, I had acute tendonitis in my wrist. And it was so bad that I couldn't even grip a piece of paper at work without agonizing pain down my arm. I had bursitis, I had other sorts of injuries. And fast forward to 2015, I suffered another workplace injury of 2 partial slipped discs in my back. And that was literally the straw or the workplace that broke my back. And that was when I decided enough was enough. And the reason I had that confidence to be able to make that decision was because I'd actually had another breakdown in 2012 while I was traveling, and I called a friend of mine who's a life coach, and I just broke down with her, and I just said to her, like, I can't live this way anymore. I had a huge amount of anxiety. It ruled my life. I had really negative thought patterns, but I covered everything up with this mask that I put on. And so I reached out to her and I just said, I can't do this anymore. I need something else. And she encouraged me to attend a personal development seminar. And that totally changed my life. It took me a little while. It's not, you have these sort of overnight things where you have these learnings about yourself, about beliefs that you had going on in the background, and you make some changes and that, which is what I did. And so over sort of the next 3 years, I did lots more personal development seminars. I learned a lot more about myself. And so in 2015, when I suffered that back injury, I'd gone away on holiday for my brother's wedding, and I just decided, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't know, I didn't know what my purpose is, but I know that I can find it. And so I'm going to have courage, and I'm just going to trust that. And that's sort of what brought me here today. And that's how I became an online entrepreneur. So that's a little bit of my history. And I'm going to pass you over to Tamara, who is not in the land down under, but is in North America, so that she can share a little about herself.
Thank you so much, Kelly and Michelle. Thank you so much for having me here on tonight. And to all of you, my name is Tamara Mastro, in case if you don't know who I am. And a little bit about my story is that I have dabbled in network marketing, MLMs, over the last about 30 years on and off, and never did a whole lot because I started raising children, and although I was a stay-at-home mom, I kept pretty busy, and it really wasn't until 2011 that I ended up in my last and latest network marketing business. But, you know, I just have to say, getting up early and going to meetups and preparing for events that never brought any real substantial, you know, clientele, I just really wasn't, yeah, I was getting burnt out. And then, you know, I hate trying to be a salesperson. That's just not me. And it was just pretty terrible. And I didn't want to feel like I was just secluded to the people in my neighborhood. And that can kind of, you know, if you have other people that you're working with, you know, in your surrounding area, you might feel like, oh, you know, there's too close for comfort. So I wanted to really be able to reach out to the world, you know, anywhere around the world with my product or business. And so that's what led me to the internet. And I actually started getting online about 2011. But I really got stuck in learning mode. I attended tons of webinars. You know, I even spent some money on programs and things. And although I learned a lot, I just really didn't seem to be able to get into a lot of action until 2016. And I really, I did learn some new things. I started, you know, getting more branding myself out there and all of that. A blog I started, but it wasn't really until I found Black Ops that it all really came together for me, because it's so hard sometimes to be able to grow such a large following, you know, of customers and distributors, you know, in order to make a decent sized income. And so that was, you know, one of my problems, I guess you could say. And so I really, really was interested in the Black Ops, because you don't have to get hundreds of people just to make a decent income online. With $1,000 commissions, you only need one person instead of 10 just to make $1,000. So that was really appealing to me. And also, I just, I love the community here. It's been awesome. You know, people are helping with this and that, and we have millionaire mentoring. So I mean, it's better than anything out there that I've ever tried, and I really love it. And just after just a few conversations, I had my first qualifying sale, and so now it is $1,000 commissions for me here on out. So back to you, Michelle.
That's fabulous. Thank you so much, Tamara, for sharing. And excuse me, my dog is now making a guest appearance because she was barking her head off. So she's been put in timeout next to me. So what we're going to do is now show you the strategy that we use to be able to get those unlimited leads for our business without harassing our friends and family, or, you know, feeling rejected, because no one likes feeling rejected at all. But I'll just touch on my story a little bit. So for those of you who do not know me, I'm Michelle Anderson. As I mentioned, I'm from New Zealand. I'm a mum of 2 young boys, and I actually started online a couple of years ago after my husband lost his job due to an illness, and he was actually without work for 6 months, and we discovered very quickly that we could not live on our little bit of savings, and the social welfare check we were getting from the government was not able to cover our expenses. You know, we had a mortgage, and with that, rates and insurance and whatnot, and we had two kids to feed. So I came across a post very similar to what you may have done on Facebook, and I reached out to another family, and they were actually traveling the world, and I was like, you know, what is it that you are doing? And they were blogging. Okay, and I thought, wow, I could do that. I'm going to blog my way to riches. So to cut a long story short, we ended up selling up and selling our house so we could pay off our credit card debt and whatnot, and booked a one-way ticket to go live in Thailand, which was really fantastic, you know, living that top lifestyle. But the only problem is that, one, I wasn't really into blogging, and even though I was posting a lot of videos and photos of our really cool lifestyle on this tropical beach in the world, our savings were disappearing faster than the ice cubes in a Chang beer. Now, if you've ever been to Thailand, they actually put ice cubes in their beer. So that was pretty much our situation. So we ended up coming back to New Zealand, and I reached out to a millionaire mentor and said, you know, I am really struggling with what I'm doing. I'm not prepared to, you know, hassle my friends and family. What is it that I need to do? And first he said, you probably need to make a slight tweak to what you're currently doing. Drop your ego, surrender your pride, and be coachable. And what I had been doing was wanting to reinvent the wheel and not follow the formula that, you know, this previous company had in place, which was pretty much blogging. So until I started doing what he said and became coachable and adapted the strategy that we're going to show you, things just turned around, and I was able to have my first $10,000 month, which just absolutely blew me away. So having, you know, been able to build a fantastic team of people to be able to work alongside. So I'm going to actually pass it back to Tamara. She is going to start the presentation, and then I will, and then Kelly, and then I'll come back in again. So over to you, Tamara.
Okay. So. Here we go. So this is our free Facebook strategy where we don't have to be putting out tons of money for paid ads. A lot of people go broke trying to put out paid ads on Facebook. And we have a free strategy where you can basically get leads for free by letting people get to know you just by your Facebook profile. Because if you hate harassing your friends and family like me and Kelly and Michelle, then we're all kind of in the same boat then, right? Nobody really likes to harass their friends and family, and you know, I'm sure you've probably been rejected by them as well as a lot of other people, and it's just not fun. If you really are interested in being able to reach out to other people, then this is a wonderful strategy for you. And we also teach how to close an upsell, and basically there really isn't any. If you follow the strategy that we have, once you get people to know, like, and trust you, there's not going to be a whole lot of, you know, the rejection or having to really hard close and upsell anybody. So that is one really great thing about this strategy. And also, you know, like I said, most people don't know how to get unlimited leads, if any, without paying for Facebook ads or any other kinds of ads. So here we're going to show you here. This is our system. And another big challenge that people face is that they don't know how to get team duplication, because even if they are able to, you know, recruit people and if they can close an upsell, and if they're getting plenty of leads, how do they teach their team to do that? Because it has to be something that's easy enough for them. Not everybody is, you know, might be super outgoing or have this great salesperson personality. And it's really not what it's all about anyways. So we have a better way. And that is we build relationships without actually talking to people. And you can do that just from your Facebook profile page by providing value. Value, value, value. That's really where it's at. And if you can offer value to people in your niche, then you are going to be helping them out for free, and they're going to be wanting to come back for more. And when people keep coming back to see you and chat with you, and they're going to get to know you by your Facebook page and your videos and all your posts, then you're going to be building this wonderful relationship. And people are going to be coming to you like confetti. There it is. So how do we do that? Well, you can provide value by sharing things that you read in books or by listening to podcasts. You want to take notes on, anything that you might listen to on YouTube or webinars, anything that you can listen to or read or watch and learn from. You want to turn that around and be able to implement that and then reshare it. So it's called learn, implement, share, and that is how you're going to bring value to your niche or your marketplace. So another way here by posting content is by you want to be able to share also your whatever team, what do you call it? So I'm having a little brain fade here. Their results. You want to share, be on board with everybody's results, and just, really build up your team too. And people get to see that you are supportive in everything. And so that wasn't really on the slide, but I just wanted to share that. And I want you to see here on this page that from the posts that you share, you can see here the number of likes that you get and the number of comments that you receive. And these people are your leads. So what you want to do, these people are liking your posts and commenting. Reach out to them and say hello and get to know them better and build that relationship and find out what their needs are. And that's really all that you have to do. And once you find out what their needs are, then you will be able to know whether you can help them with your product or service. And that is how you are going to build your business. So I think that the next slide is going to be here for Michelle. So back to you, Michelle.
Okay, thanks so much for that, Tamara. You are actually, I'm going to pass it back to the quasi in the corner.
Sorry, okay.
I'm not going to share my screen right now because I'm really not going to talk from a PowerPoint. But like the slide says, if you are not growing, you are dying. And what that means to me is that, when I think about being an entrepreneur, it's about courage and tenacity and consistent action. And we have beliefs that operate at a subconscious level, which means that we think things without actively thinking about them. They sort of just happen naturally. And sometimes those beliefs that form our actions are really negative, and they can be what stop us from taking action or from procrastinating or living in a fear-based way. So this being an entrepreneur it demands a person that is working on their mindset daily. So it means reading a book for 10 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day, or watching YouTube videos like we mentioned earlier, following people like Tony Robbins and Deepak Chopra and Gabrielle Bernstein or Oprah Winfrey. All of these amazing thought leaders who share information and knowledge on how you can tap into that subconscious and really enhance the way that you live and overcome those negative beliefs that you might have going on a subconscious level. So, you know, that's why we're so passionate about the platform that we use and about having millionaire mentors, because so often we get caught up in the way that we've lived for so long that we can't see how it's negatively impacting our lives. Excuse me, sorry about that. I got a little frog in my throat. So, you know, all the successful leaders, you know, most people meditate on a daily basis. And it doesn't have to be for an hour, but it can be for 10 minutes. And maybe you do it a few times a day. And they read books. They're not, you know, they're reading things that will grow them, that will help them learn, that will help them go to the next level. And sometimes those might be personal development books. Sometimes they're about, you know, maybe a Facebook marketing strategy, or maybe it's about how to run your business, how to create funnels. Like, anything that is helping you grow and change and up level in your life is really important, and it needs to be a daily practice. You know, we're really passionate about that. You know, or proclamations, there are so many things that you can do, and you know, they don't have to be for an hour. They can be for a shorter period of time, but it's really important to be as an entrepreneur. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, maybe you're watching today because you're just curious about our lives and what we do. But if you want to grow your relationships, if you're struggling with relationships, there are ways that you can, you know, sort of get mindful, get curious about the thoughts that you're having, because thoughts and emotions and actions are all very deeply connected. And it really is important to be conscious of the thoughts that you're having and where your mindfulness is at. Because when we're not, we can be walking around in a trance, just making the same decisions and choices and thinking the same thoughts day in, day out, without consciously growing or being aware of what we're doing. And so that's one of the things that we're really passionate about, and what's helped us change the way our businesses operate is because we're mindful, is because we practice awareness, it's because we do personal growth work every day. So really that's what I wanted to share today with you on mindfulness. And if you know, sort of, hopefully you're getting a lot of value out of this webinar that we're doing today. But if you get nothing out of it, I would highly recommend that you integrate some sort of new practice into your life if you're not already, and if you're having some challenges, whether it's in your personal life or your business life. I would highly recommend that you start reading personal development books, that you start following, you know, spiritual leaders or thought leaders on, you know, on Facebook or YouTube or podcast or whatever it is. There's so many amazing people out there who have had incredible transformations in their own lives, not just in business, but personally. And I mean, they're all sort of linked anyway. So generally when you sort of make a change and you transform and you overcome something personally, it's going to have a positive effect on your business life anyway. So hopefully you got a ton of value out of this. And, you know, all of the three of us women, we are passionate about personal growth and mindset. So if you're looking for book recommendations or anything, you know, other thought leaders that you could follow, then reach out to us, because we're happy to share what we know and what we've learned with you. But I'm going to hand you back to Michelle now.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Kelly. And I certainly discovered the importance of mindset, because I wasn't reading any personal development books, and that's why I was failing quite miserably in my blogging business. So until I actually plugged into personal development, reading and learning to, you know, love myself and know that I'm deserving of abundance, then I started, you know, reaping those rewards. So I'm just going to share a few more slides with you before we before we wrap things up. Okay, oops, that's not what I wanted. Oh, where have I gone? All right, so 2 things you must have to be successful. Without these 2 things, your business may possibly go under and it could become a very expensive hobby. Is you're wanting more leads, and the way Tamara showed us is that what we do is that we turn our Facebook page into pretty much an ATM where we are providing value by posting a variety of content. So whether it's your personal development or trivia or a lifestyle, and being able to reach out to the people that have commented and also liked those posts and start to build a rapport. And with that, people get to know us, like us, trust us, and are more likely to buy from us, as opposed to sending someone a link straight away that maybe you've just sent them a friend request and you're just going to bombard them with your business link. Okay, that is not really the right way to do things, and it can be classified as spam, and you may be invited to the block party. So it's one way to get more cash flow. And how to hit mass market industry wide, if you focus on these 2 areas, is your personal development and leadership training. So what we really focus on within Millennium Mentoring is the importance of stepping into our power and taking on a leadership role. And I will openly admit that I was one of those people who was very comfortable sitting on the fence, and I just liked seeing other people and get the results. And of course, I was envious. I wanted to get those results, but I wasn't prepared to step outside of my comfort zone and go into a leadership role until I started with this particular business model. And marketing strategies for any business. And we use free marketing strategies because we realize that a lot of people do not have a marketing budget. You invest in a business opportunity and then you are told now you need to pay for advertising, which you really need a budget of about $500 for. And a lot of people don't have that. So with this business model, you will get paid into your PayPal account on the same day, and then you can reinvest that into paid marketing for this business or for any other business. So you can start creating $1,000 commissions, and this is what is called a Genesis Educational Library. And inside it is our personal development leaders or legends. So we actually have Darren Litton himself, who is our Millennium Mentor. There's also the likes of Ray Higdon. So if you are in the networking space and you're working online, you will most likely know Ray. If you don't, I suggest that you Google him and certainly check out what he has to do. And there's also Tracy Walker as well, who is a phenomenal leader in the industry. There's a whole mindset section on the village with Jack, who was also part of the book called The Secret. And we also have a whole health and wellness section because, this is pivotal to your success as well, as being able to care for yourself, both physically and mentally. And a huge section on marketing strategies. So if you're anything like me, my story is that I can't blog, therefore I can't write email copy. So there's actually a little module in here on how to use or how to write good email copy, how to use YouTube, or how to make money in 5 minutes, or 25 traffic methods if you're not sure which method that you wish to use. So we really want to edify our team members and share their success with everybody. So this is Kelly, the Quasi, who made $1,000 just the other day. We also have Naomi. She is another Australian. She made $2,600 in 2 days. We have Nicole Cook, who comes from the States. She had a $3,000 day, which is just phenomenal. There's myself. This is photos actually taken when I was living in Thailand. And so I had my first $10,000 month. Charlene, amazing lady. She's another quasi, comes from New Zealand, lives on the Gold Coast of Australia, and she's sunning it up. She made $27,000 in 7 weeks, and that is being a solo mum. And of course, we also have some gentlemen in the team. We can't leave them behind, and they've had some amazing results as well. So $1,000 per day is as easy as 1, 2, 3. So we actually have 3 millionaire mentors on our team. So we have number 1, Cedric D. Penn. He has created $17 million in wealth through network marketing, and he's also an Amazon top seller. We have Ari Maccabee in a number 2 position, and he actually resides in the Philippines, and he likes to have multiple streams of income, so not putting all his eggs in one basket. So that is something that he shows the team that they can do as well. And at number 3, we have Darren Little, who is head poncho of Black Ops Underground Commission Project. He is the MLM superhero who has 26 years of network marketing experience. So collectively, they're about 100 years old. Okay, they have so much wealth and knowledge. They've made all the mistakes, so we don't have to. And what is fantastic about them is that we have our own Facebook group, and we can reach out to them on Facebook chat and just say, hey, I have a question, and they will actually come back and answer it. Or they'll get on the phone with us, and they hold regular mentoring calls. So here's what you get if this business is of interest to you, and if it's not, that is totally okay. So we have the Genesis Library with its resale rights. We have Millionaire Mentoring by our 3 millionaires in-house. The Black Ops Underground Commission Project. Private Facebook group and chat support, which I mentioned earlier. Personal development and leadership. And we also have access to Instagram training as well, which is another fantastic platform to use and is the fastest growing social media platform. And you have access to unlimited $1,000 commissions, and we have one pass-up system. So the very first person that you bring into the business is actually passed up to your sponsor, and then all future team members are yours, and their very first sale is passed up to you. So just that one pass-up. There are no monthly fees at all, okay, so you don't have to worry about those extra costs. Okay, so all of this is valued at, well, we're not going to tell you it's valued at over $25,000 because we know it is. We know that the value provided is absolutely priceless. But we will say you'll pay $299 annually for the resale rights, or there is an option to pay $99 quarterly. $1,000 to your sponsor via PayPal, which means you get paid on the same day. So there is no waiting to the 25th of the month or even 6 months later if the company is actually holding a percentage in merchant fees. There is none of that. You'll get paid that $1,000 on the same day, and you can even accept payment via Bitcoin if you choose. And there's a $50 processing fee. All up, it's $1,349 US. So to get started now and to start bringing in those $1,000 commissions, you can reach out to the person who invited you along today. So if you wish to attend Times Your Life with Black Ops and Digital Divas, so, all right. I just think, oh, I thought I cut you off.
It says we're still live. We're still live.
I know, I realized that. That was a very good lip. Ooh. Anyway, so thank you so much for being here today and watching our, I've lost it now, watching what we do. And hopefully, you know, even if the business isn't for you, you're able to, take home the importance of personal development and mindset, and to be able to use Facebook as a platform to get unlimited leads for your business, meaning that you don't need to be harassing your friends and family at all. So any questions, just contact the person who invited you here today, and they'll happily be able to answer them. And ladies, the Quasi and the American, I won't call you a Yank. Do you know we call you Yanks in New Zealand?
Oh, well, I used to live in northern, in Wisconsin, so that's Northern America. I would be a Yankee. But that's funny to know.
Yeah. All right, so everybody have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are. It is afternoon here in New Zealand, and I need to go pick up my boys. So until then, bye for now.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.